I woke up to the circuit sound of my iPhone's alarm clock. I hit snooze a couple times, and then I finally shut off the alarm for good. And I immediately grabbed my phone from my nightstand and checked for any notifications. At 6 a.m. I then finally dragged myself over the side of my bed, taking my phone with me as I did so. I carried my phone into the bathroom, where I brushed my teeth and washed my face, with my phone sitting inches away from me on the counter. Then I walked back into my bedroom, phone still in hand, and placed it on my dresser as I got ready for the day. I pressed the home button on my iPhone several times as it beckoned me like a pestering child, just checking if anyone would text me at 6:30 a.m. It was a subconscious habit. How many of you students in this room have a similar morning routine? A lot of you. It seems a bit neurotic, but it's incredibly common with people of our generation. And it's not just in the morning. There's a constant need to be attached to one's cell phone lately. Data collected by a ScreenLock app shows that the average person unlocks his or her phone to check it at least 110 times a day. Some even checked it up to 900 times. That would mean that they unlock their phone 56 times an hour. That's almost once every minute. If it takes 6 seconds to check your phone, that's 6 seconds every minute that you're wasting looking at it. I'm sure this fact correlates with the high school generation, so some of us in this room are guilty. I am completely guilty of these habits, and I will openly admit to them. I am with you guys in this never-ending consumption of technology. I get nervous if I leave my phone in my room and go downstairs 2 flights for dinner. I feel tense and uneasy if I'm without it for more than 30 minutes. However, I have also seen the complete other side of this. This past summer, I went to Bermuda for a few weeks to intern under a scientist who was studying climate change on coral reefs. It was an amazing opportunity, but of course, I was terrified at the logistics. I had never flown alone before this, and it would be a foreign country that I would have to navigate on my own. And with a different country, another big concern of mine that I will admit was the lack of cell phone use. I would only be able to use it when I had Wi-Fi, which was scarce. I spent most days working in the lab, which was separate from the main housing center where the Wi-Fi was. There were also long days spent on boats to collect samples off the coast of Bermuda. This meant that I only got to use the Wi-Fi late at night, and at that point I was pretty exhausted from the busy day. Because I had so little access to texting or social media, this trip actually turned into one of my most rewarding experiences. I had no distractions when I was working in the lab or on the water, and I therefore learned more than I ever had in such a short amount of time. Which highlights my first point. The lack of technology allows for more effective studying or work. Productivity really opens up when you put your phone down. Now I'd like to tell you one of my experiences that shows another benefit of putting your phone down. Almost everyone in this school knows that I went to summer camp. But I would also like to clarify that those 2 weeks each summer were completely technology-free. My parents and I drove for an hour and a half north into the Sunapee region of New Hampshire each summer, where they dropped me off and said their goodbyes, and then they drove away with my cell phone in their car. The older I got, the more evident this contrast was. I became more and more addicted to my cell phone outside of camp, and then I would immediately be without it for 2 weeks, so that my only interaction with others would be face-to-face. I made some of my best friends under these circumstances. I was immersed in a world where people were solely there to make friends, and this was really helped by the lack of cell phones. Although we do text to keep in touch, I want nothing more than to return to those simple summer days, where real conversations with people made me happier than ever. Which highlights my second point. The lack of technology promotes deeper and better connections with others, and it also makes you happier. Through these experiences, I've learned the incredible benefits that come from putting my phone down. I'm able to devote more of my attention to life, and I can actually take in the good moments when they come. These memories are not made in text conversations, but are rather made in real life. I've learned that these can be a lot more valuable. The thing I missed most about pre-cell phones was the simplicity. I remember calling my best friend, Hannah Harrington, on the landline to set up playdates when we were younger. We would talk for only 5 seconds, or I would leave a 5-second voicemail just to set up the details. The real communication we had was face-to-face when we would hang out. I want to return to the Hannah Harrington days. I want to return to the face-to-face days. And I want to return to the productive and more deeply connected days. There are many advantages to the improvements in technology, no doubt. but I wish that we could all take a step back and break free from the consumption. Albert Einstein once said, "It has become appallingly obvious that technology has exceeded our humanity." He predicted this inevitable fact that seems to remain forever. This is a great feat in the eyes of some, but for me, it's just sad. It's hard to disconnect, but I promise the connections you find will be worth it. Thank you.